We need to pull you off your tail for now. Are you ready to fight?
Of course.
It was a rhetorical question.
No, thank you. Yeah, whatever.
Albion is always watching. Your security and the security of London.
No. No, listen.
Auto drive now enabled.
This is London Calling. You're listening to Buccaneer, your pirate podcast source for what they don't want you to know. I'm Tash, and this time we're giving a special shout out from us to the boys and girls at the Signal and Intelligence Response Service, better known as SIRS. Why not? They're going to be listening anyway. They're listening to everything. But don't worry, we're not going to say anything bad about a massive, unaccountable spy organisation that uses its powers to stifle dissent and shut down free speech. Instead, we're going to look at how SIRS became so powerful. And as usual, we'll keep everyone's names and locations secret, so SIRS doesn't come looking for them. Ian was a veteran political writer and podcaster back in the days of pre-crisis Britain.
Is the world we're living in now fascist? Well, this is what fascism is. It is the complete and total control of the individual. The desire to basically say to the individual, nothing in your life matters. On an individual basis, you are now part of the whole.
Auto drive now disabled.
And the only meaning that you will find is to become part of the nation. What is a nation? A nation doesn't mean anything, right? The nation is basically just encapsulated by the leader that takes over, that claims that he, has this sort of access to the soul of the country, to the soul of the people. He never does, it's just a myth. But that's what they go for. On that basis, they take the right to control every aspect of your life, from who you talk to where you eat, to where you go to hang out with your friends. And what we're seeing now is a contemporary iteration of this process where you get corporations and the state operating in tandem, basically molded into it. But that isn't that rare. It's not exactly the same.
Auto drive now enabled.
You look at the concentration camps that operated in Nazi Germany. There were private companies in those camps making use of that slave labor. Fascism often works with corporations, and it's doing the same now. That's the way in which they track what you do. That's the way in which they track who you talk to. They operate as each other's proxies.
Charles is an expert in the dark arts of surveillance who worked to set up democratic media in post-communist states. How did it go so wrong in Britain?
Auto drive now enabled.
We're looking at all the wrong things when we look at Britain's crisis. There's a lot of concentration on data and how that's been used and manipulated. And what we haven't looked at is the power structures and the profit that lies behind this. For example, if we examine what actually happened, there's a company that's really very interested in selling passports and
auto drive now disabled
to provide visas for investment and so on. And historically, throughout the world, they've been working with the big government.
Let's fucking tear it up.
It's about time someone stands up and does something for this city, don't you think?
You're dead sick, aren't you? Maybe you can help me.
Possibly. What is the situation?
My mate's disappeared. I've tried texting, calling, no response. It's been a week now.
Sorry to hear that.
I'll be the first to admit my mate was not at all popular. I'm sure there's a queue of people who'd love to get some payback.
No, don't worry. DedSec will find them.
Come on! Let's fucking tear it up!
And
try to achieve what it is that we hope to achieve that's good for us. And if you add all of that up, what you end up with is a big wall moving in a big way from a lot of little buttons being pushed. But also there's
I swear, I'm so pissed.
I've heard from Inspector Lau. We're ready for the briefing. Mary Kelly heads up the most powerful crime family in London, Clan Kelly, which should at least be easy to remember.
Under her old man, they were a bit player. Then he died, and her rivals started disappearing. Her enemies, her friends, her family. They call her Bloody Mary for a reason.
Early on, Mary abandoned cash in favor of cryptocurrency and brought the Kellys' criminal business online.
It makes weapons smuggling, drug running, money laundering all a lot easier without a cash trail. The woman single-handedly modernized organized crime in London. She considers herself to be untouchable. Case in point, from my files you retrieved. Darla Covington, 19. Sasha Haddad, 28. Radek Stokovich, 24. All disappeared.
It's difficult to find good help these days, isn't it, love? Most people, they ain't driven. Not like you. Because they feel worthless, don't they? The way that the world is, how it uses people. It's horrible. It's nice that you have a purpose. Oh, that'll be me, love.
We aren't finished here.
This was a courtesy. Oh. Give my regards to their families. It's horrible losing someone you love. Nice meeting you, Caitlin.
As you can see, she'll never respond to interrogation. But there is one place she feels comfortable talking, the Sandstone residence.
Inspector Lau thinks a police bug in the Kellys' headquarters may have the evidence she needs to finally convict Bloody Mary.
Sandstone is their center of operations. I know the data on that bug will take her down. Get it for me, and I swear I'll put her away forever.
Pushing the coordinates to your optics.
Sabine here, Inspector Lau. I'm curious how you think you can bring Mary Kelly to justice now, with no backing. Even before Albion took over policing, you couldn't lock her up. And she goes on treating humans like cattle.
I had to work within the system. Yes, it was corrupt. I knew it. I just didn't know how bad it was. I thought a strong enough case couldn't be buried.
But you were wrong. The police force is far too corrupted. And it's not now, with Albion in charge, that things will get better. How do you expect this time to be any different?
Because I'm taking it to a contact in the Attorney General's office, an honest solicitor with a hard-on for organized crime, specifically for Mary Kelly. Look, our methods may differ, but I want to help those people as much as you do.
All right. But however this goes down, there's no way we're letting Mary slip the net again. That's not how DedSec does things. Let's get to Sandstone.
These two.
Did you forget to take
Spread your fucking...
And it
Auto
has
drive
been
now
used.
enabled.
How does big data look into our lives? James covered it for the pre-crisis piece.
We're starting to see the merger of private data and that with data held by the state into what are called social credit systems. This is where every aspect of your behaviour is monitored and totted up by a central system to sort of score you as a person, a bit like a credit card, but predicated on all of your behaviour rather than just the money you're spending. And this can have profound impact. We're starting to see systems emerge which will punish you and stop you from doing things in society based on your behaviours. And this can be as trivial as if you jaywalk, if you cross the road in the wrong place, you might lose points. If you do some community activities or help your neighbours, you might earn points. And then this can be used to sort of evaluate you as a person. And this could mean, for example, better travel privileges, being able to travel first class, or being denied from travelling first class to not being allowed to travel at all. These systems are very real and very possible because of all the data that is now held on us.
So if your ears are burning and you think someone might be watching you, you're probably right. They're watching all of us. I'm Tash and you've been listening to Buccaneer. Keep listening, keep sharing the show and keep it encrypted. They're watching us, but we're watching them too.
The bug, nibbling away on the rotting carcass of a once free Britain.
Yum, yum.
Hello, bugs. This is the bug. I'm Andy. This is Alice, and today we're going to be pretending that everything is fine. Yeah, and back. Yeah, that was fun, wasn't it? That was as long as I could manage. That's my second and a half. A reality time now, however. And, well, finally, today, we're going to road test the latest update to the CSAY app, the government app that has brought the great British tradition of snitching on people you don't like back to the very heart of public life, the school playground. I'm going to tell a new threat that's got a whole new lease of life these days, thanks to CSAY. And isn't Britain all the more fun because of it? No more grumbling about your neighbours playing their music too loud, just simply report them to the state and have them, shall we say, involuntarily rehoused at Hotel Cass, the chain of hotels that was formerly known as the prison service. What was the slogan? Is it, if you see something, say something, or if you think you might at some point see something, say something, or if you haven't seen anything but don't like someone, say something anyway. Well, let's have a look at this new app. Alice, I'm sure you've got it on your phone. At first glance, the interface is lovely. It's so neatly designed. A simple button to snitch on someone. That's so much better than non-government informer apps like Stool-Easy, Can-Can Canary, and Narkshark. I mean, look, I just need to geocache where the person I'm ratting on currently is. Let's call her, for the sake of argument, Alice.
Sorry, Andy, I was busy reporting you to the authorities for rolling your eyes when passing a Nigel Cass propaganda poster.
Could you not let me report you first, please? Let's have some decorum about this. I'll just take a quick little photo so they can get a drone to pick you out of a crowd at your next riot or trip to the shops or walk in the woods. And you can input your accusations with the app. Well, let's go old school. Let's call the phone line. Let's call the phone line. Here's the number, listeners, in case you want to dump someone in, as long as it's not me. 0044 203 807 3832. And don't forget to get permission of the person who pays your bills before you call that number.
Hey, I'd like to report my co-host Andrew, who runs an underground satirical anti-government comedy show, for running and co-hosting an underground satirical anti-government comedy show. Also, he does terrible puns.
Well, excuse me, I have a suspect for you. That is my co-host, Alice. I have some evidence for you. She tutted audibly at the sight of an Albion vehicle in the street yesterday. She says she prefers pigeons to Bloom drones. I mean, come on, seriously, when did a drone have a crap on a pigeon? And what's more, and look, I've no idea if this is true or not, but I have it on very good authority, so please write this down, that she owns not one, but two unlicensed fallopian tubes, whatever they are. But they sound dodgy.
If I had a crypto for every time someone had reported my fallopian tubes, I'd have 3. Sure, I think.
Auto drive now disabled.
Security here is state-of-the-art, quite impenetrable. Unless, of course, you flew a drone through the window one of Mary's mouth breathers left open.
The recording device is in her security room.
Getting there should be a simple matter of navigating the vents.
What the hell? She's using these people as house servants, against their will.
Horrible in itself, but a million times worse knowing they end up as unwilling organ donors.
You have a real fucking attitude problem. Do you know that?
Please, I need help.
Fucking idiot. Do you piss everyone off the way you're pissing me off, you wanker? Stupid git.
That's it. Let's see what kind of recording we've got on her. Just look at this place. This is what comes of old crooked money. The Kelly family has been profiting from people's misery for a long time. She's got this shit all over the manor.
So you've been in there before? Is that how you ended up in the basement of the Southwark incinerator?
We needed something incriminating, so we decided someone had to get in here and plant a bug. I wasn't going to assign someone else to do that. You saw how Mary uses the people she grabs out of the EPC, and the staff's uniform's not hard to mimic, so I went in. What I didn't know was that she had intel on our investigation, my team. I thought going off book would stop the leaks, but she still knew we were coming. She tortured me for the names of my team, tried to break me, but cops don't give up cops. Turned out she already knew the whole unit and put hits out on them. The woman is a mind fucker.
Good thing she didn't implant a microchip in your neck. Mary's smart. She knew you'd die before serving her.
That's how I ended up on that butcher's table. So many reasons to want to rid the world of her, but it wouldn't be enough to just put one in her brain. My mates died trying to bring her to justice. I have to honor that.
Proszę! Nie!
Look at the state of you. Look what you've done to yourself after everything I've done for you.
You made me a slave. All of us. Please, let me go. Take this thing out.
Back to your old life.
Back to nothing. Back to you 2.5 screaming blighters in your dead-end job and sucking off the dole.
You don't want that, love.
This microchip is scary, I know, but I got to keep tracks on my merchandise, don't I? And this kitchen knife, that won't do it, love. Cutting yourself affects my bottom line.
Look, I can't live like this anymore.
No. You're all right there. It's all right, sweetheart, because I have another use for you. Ooh, paying attention, are we? Good. Be sure and spread the word. You know where this one goes. Get these two and all the others over to their venue and ready for the sale.
Right away, Ma'am. Also, the foreign investors have already landed and the drones are programmed, ready to deliver the invitations and the coordinates to all the guests.
Is that initiative I'm smelling, Peter? Initiative can be a dangerous thing. Can be misinterpreted. Fuck's sake.
This is insane. How did Mary get her hands on this kind of tech? It takes a sick mind to come up with killer microchips.
Perhaps a disease mind, but definitely an ingenious one. Perfect psych profile for a group like Zero Day, wouldn't you say?
Her affiliations aren't my priority, Bagley. She's keeping these people enslaved. And it sounds as if she's selling them. This is huge.
That's how she's using the microchips. Fuck. If anyone steps out of line, she can still profit off their organs. It's sickening.
DedSec, we'll have to crash that slave auction. Get all the information we can out of there. The location will be on the invitations. She hasn't sent out the invitation yet, but when she does...
Bagley, monitor the drone networks. Give us a heads up when Mary sends out her fleet. Until then, I reckon we're in a holding pattern.
I'll get in touch if I hear about anything else that might interest you. Cheers, DedSec.
Diverse voices in the media, but now with the GBB, you're really only seeing one brand of news and therefore only getting one truth. So people end up with a very biased and controlled idea of the reality and the world that we're actually living in.
Since we're waiting for our cordial invitation to Mary Kelly's tasteless theme party, we can finally get back to what really matters, solving the mystery of Zero Day. Who are they, and why did they frame DedSec for the bombings?
What do we have, Bagley?
Glad you asked. Today, the great AI detective has 2 leads for his dog's body politic. Obviously, Albion needs looking into, but I also have a more unusual thread for you to pull on. There's a new hacktivist group on the dark web scene called the 404. But instead of being in it for the lulz, this lot seems to be in it for the brutal reshaping of society by any means necessary. Sound like anyone you know?
All right, I have some options.
I've marked both on your optic. Got a potential recruit for you. I'll mark them on your map.
It's easy to talk about change. It takes guts to go out and make it happen. You have guts, I think.
Are you a part of DedSec? Perhaps you could help me.
Let's just say I can help. What's the situation?
Those Clan Kelly beasts need to be brought to heel. They got my niece hooked on drugs and collected the debt. Snatched her right out of her home.
Sorry to hear that.
I know the two bigwigs responsible, but the coppers won't do a thing.
We will be able to help you. We'll look into the gangsters.
Let's give it a go. I never forget a favor. Help me and I'll help you however I can.
I've got coordinates for the two suspects. Scrape their optic data. That should give us more than enough to incriminate them.
Right. Got it.
Close.
Auto drive now enabled. Auto drive now disabled.
$1.5 billion passengers a year.
Across 450 kilometres of network.
25,000 cameras work with 3,500 new security barriers.
To protecting our 200 kilometres of tunnels.
But we're more than just stats.
We're reliable.
We're dependable.
We're safe.
London Underground. Getting people where they need to go since 1863. Safely.
of the gangsters whose optic data we're looking to scrape is nearby.
What is it? You should be working, not talking.
I'm just wondering, what's in this thing?
Get fucked. You lot don't get to know shit.
Okay, I was just wondering.
That's one criminal scraped. Now let's see about their friend. There it is. You can hack in from there. Both of their optics are squeaky clean. They're smart.
Damn.
But I'm about 8.61 million times smarter, give or take an order of magnitude. I managed to trace their encrypted comms channel back to a remote server.
We should go and investigate.
What the hell? Seriously? Rascal.
What did I do?
A street artist.
I didn't see anything, look, I swear to God.
Calm down. I don't want to hurt you.
So you're not Albion? Unrelated question, do you have any fresh pants?
Calm yourself. Tell me what's wrong and we will work to fix it.
It's not my fault. Okay, it's a little my fault. I was just doing some light vandalism when Albion came round. So I run, and the dickheads pick up these protesters instead. I felt bad, so I double back, and they were just beating the fuck out of them.
Fuck?
Yeah, and there were fucking security cameras all over that place. So when those guys go to wipe the footage, they're gonna see me on it. Fuck. Do you think you can find that evidence? I owe you my life, mate.
All right, we'll look into it.
Reminder, the criminals we're investigating have a server at this location.
I hear something.
Investigating disturbance. Continuing unwanted activity will result in arrest. Failure to comply will result in extreme measures. You will be restrained. Failure to comply will result in forceful intervention. Failure to comply will result in forceful intervention. Cease. Desist, or you will be restrained. Investigation underway. Continuing unauthorized action.
I'm here.
Let's take them down.
Disturbance detected. Beginning. Investigation. Suspicious activity nearest. Scanning the area for suspicious behavior. Always watching. Your security and the security of London. For safety. Anti-riot movement.
That's the target. Should be hackable.
Gatherings of more than 5 humans is a crime.
Transfer complete.
We are sending you all of the evidence we found. Even the police force will be able to move against the gangsters with this.
I'm impressed.
There's no need for repayment. This is what DedSec does. You can do it too. Join us.
Right. Count me in.
Failure to comply will result in forceful intervention. Cease and desist, or you will be restrained.
Can anyone see the suspect? Negative. No visual of the suspect.
No visual of target. Ending pursuit. Over.
London, this is 404, the first peer-to-peer hacktivist network. All are welcome. If you want to make a difference, join us. We're taking down the elite, one contract at a time.
Found that on the dark web. Looks like all the cool kids are forming hacker groups these days. But this 404 might actually come in handy in our fight. If all are welcome, that means we are too. I say we infiltrate 404, we get their connections, we get their assets.
If you play nice, they might even help you take out Zero Day. For that matter, maybe they are Zero Day. Only one way to find out. I found Street View images of a CTOS hub that's been covered in 404 graffiti. They're marking their territory like an overexcited chihuahua. Dropping the location of the hub on your map.
Tracker down! Area crime.
Auto drive now enabled. Auto drive now disabled.
Located the CTOS hub.
If you were listening to this, it means you want to learn more about 404. Know what?
You're needed. Can you...
On it. Huh? I didn't ask for your opinion.